Hi there, this is David, and welcome to the first 8 chapters of Live Alive Ranked, from worst to best. With each chapter taking place in a different time period and also utilizing totally different playstyles, each chapter is definitely not created equally. Some are longer, some are a lot shorter, some have no battles at all, while others are filled with random encounters. Each one is decidedly different in its own way, so that always makes for an interesting and fun ranking video. So let me go ahead and get started with my personal ranking of all of these chapters. Number 8. The Distant Future, the Mechanical Heart. This is hands down the absolute worst chapter in the entire game, because one of the best aspects of Live Alive is the joyous music. However, here it's just kind of ripped apart. All you get is some beeps, boops, and ambient noise. That's it. Battles are also stripped away, so the entire chapter is just running back and forth through a spaceship, talking to a bunch of people. Get prepared to do that for like 2 hours straight, all while getting lost at the same time too. So by the end, you're just going to want to throw yourself out of the airlock just to put yourself out of your misery. I mean, not only do you have to talk to these people multiple times, but sometimes talking to them won't be enough. You're going to have to use items on them, or enter passwords that the game really doesn't tell you about. It's just trial and error, and if you make a mistake, it's game over. Not to mention the murderous, rampaging behemoth, which will also give you a game over just for touching it. Number 7. Twilight of Edo Japan, the Infiltrator. Unfortunately, I really can't stand this chapter either. Every time I play this game, I absolutely dread starting this up, because I know that I'm in for a good 2 to 3 hours of absolute, pure, maddening frustration. The chapter itself is actually the most intricately designed of all the settings. However, that doesn't mean that it's good. Oddly, you can complete it in different ways. First, by just slaughtering everything in sight, which really just takes forever. Or, you can try to be a pacifist, and make your way through without killing anyone. But that's also pretty frustrating to do as well. In fact, the entire castle is full of frustrations. From puzzle-based trap battles, to deviously hidden doors and passages, to pitfalls that bring you back to the start, it's just a hellscape. Not to mention every single little narrow hallway looks exactly the same as the last one. Then there's ladders everywhere. If you make one wrong move, you'll get so hopelessly lost that you're just going to want to start over. Number 6. Present Day, the Strongest. This is the shortest chapter of the bunch. There's literally no exploration whatsoever. It's just a series of battles, so it is kind of a drag. Especially because each combatant is also evenly matched. So you have to use trial and error to figure out who you can actually defeat first, until you gain enough abilities to complete the challenge. The whole thing just kind of feels tacked on and lazy. And as small as many of the other chapters are, this one's just inexcusable. You can beat it in like a healthy half an hour. Number 5. The Wild West, the Wanderer. The Old West theme as a whole is criminally underutilized in JRPGs, so it's nice to see it here. I just wish that there was some more to it. In keeping with the theme of teeny tiny chapters, this one's just a single town to explore, then gathering up materials to set traps, then one battle, that's it. Now, the trap setting and their creation is entirely automated as well, so it's not like there's really any strategy to it either, add to the fact that it's all timed and you've got a real winner here. Well, at least the time limit is somewhat generous. I mean, it is interesting and all that, but I just feel like they could have done so much more with this one. Number 4. The Near Future, the Outsider. Okay, 4 down, 4 more to go, and we've finally made it to the chapters that play like actual JRPGs, even if they make no sense at all. Akira is trying to avenge the death of his father, and it just so happens that there's a huge robot in the basement of an antique shop down the street, which will let him get his revenge. So the story involves him gathering liquefied humans in order to power it up. While at the same time, the antagonists are using those same liquefied humans to revive an ancient god. I don't need to tell you about all the disgusting innuendo that this entails, but anyway, you do have a pretty open area to explore, many different people to talk to, dungeons to traverse, and secrets to find. It's just a shame that the enemies level up with you, so grinding isn't going to help you here, and also Akira is easily the weakest of all of the main characters. Number 3. Imperial China, the Successor. None of the chapters in the game are all that large, but at least this one has some different places to explore with 2 little towns, a forest, and a mountain area. Encounters are on-screen similar to Oboro's chapter, so it does have potential, but unfortunately it quickly devolves into a drag as you fight your various apprentices over and over and over again, only to then get to the final area where you're just bombarded with wave after wave of encounter before you finally reach the end boss. At least the inheritance mechanic is kind of cool, and the chapter does offer a decent amount of replayability, but that's about it. Number 2. The Middle Ages, the Lord of Dark. While Pogo's chapter might well be the most traditional JRPG of the bunch, at least as far as gameplay is concerned, graphically, this one looks the most like a traditional JRPG. Starring the brave knight Orsted and his sidekick Archer and team of mages, you all set out on a journey to rescue the princess from the Demon Lord. As the penultimate chapter, it's only accessed after beating the previous 7 chapters. And while it might seem a little bit by the book at first, it's really here that you get your first inkling of how the other separate storyline threads are going to begin to weave together as you learn your origins of Odio and the fate of Orsted, as well as his crew. Number 1. Prehistory, the First. Okay, we've made it up here to number 1, and I actually really like this chapter. It's incredibly charming, as well as really funny. Existing in a time before spoken language, the developers really went all out with their non-verbal storytelling, using emotes, laughter, and copious amounts of body language. You make your way through the Jurassic era, sniffing around to find meat for your tribe, only to stumble across a girl. I guess she's like Smurfette. She's the only girl in existence, and you have to save her from the rival tribe. But it's humorous, and there's crafting involved, secret areas, hidden super bosses, and you have multiple party members too. There's also a little bit something here for the guys, with the rival tribe leader flashing his dick in your face, and for the women, when the apes all come and flash their boobies right in your little face as well. So, that's it for the 8 mainline chapters of Live Alive ranked from worst to best. What are your favorite chapters? And do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video and what I do here on the channel, please consider supporting me over on Patreon for exclusive videos and early access to my content, heading on over to Twitch for some streaming fun, or coming over to my Discord to chat and hang out. The links to them all can be found in the video description. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.